Hey, Mom. I just went and handed in yours and Dad's divorce papers. Grab all your things and get out of the house now.
What? You handed in our divorce papers?
I had a lot of time on my hands today, so I wanted to do something fun, and that's when I remembered something. And that something happened to be yours and Dad's divorce papers. So I went and took them to the courthouse.
That's your reasoning? What were you thinking, taking your own parents' divorce papers and handing them in like that, Zara?
Huh? What's with that attitude? Are you actually going to get mad at me now? You could never get mad at me.
What?
You're so weak that you'd never be able to get mad at your own daughter. And that's what makes you such a sad woman, and one who will never be seen as anything else in her daughter's eyes. You're supposed to be my mom, and yet you're the one who's afraid of me. How depressing, right?
That's because...
And now you're starting to freak out again because your daughter is giving it to you. Well, you need to stop freaking out, all right? I've already been skipping school all I've wanted. I got my hair dyed pink, as well as hung out with all those older boys. Give it up, you useless woman. You're not some kind of mother figure to me after letting me get away with doing all that crap.
You only have one mother, Zara, and that's me. But the fact that you were always throwing temper tantrums anytime I tried to work with you, and because you would always call me disgusting while out with your bad friends, and because you would even chase after me with all of those older friends of yours, I sometimes don't even want to be your mother.
I laughed so hard back when we did that to you. You are still so scared of us now that every time I see you, you look like you're going to cry. Maybe we were being a little too rough on you then.
Hey, Zara. What turned you into such a brat like that? Right now, you're never going to any of your classes anymore, even though that was the school you tried so hard to get into before.
Shut it, Mom. There's no point in me going to a private school like that anymore. I've tried all I could there to do well, but no matter how much I tried, my grades never went up. I'm getting tired of going there now. Who cares about studying all that crap anyway?
Are you kidding me?
Also, the friends that I have right now taught me all I need to know. They made it very clear to me that you don't need to go to school to have a good life. If anything, spending so much of your life studying is a waste of time and energy.
That's not the truth, though. Zara, when you were younger, didn't you want to become a doctor? If you put your time and effort into studying right now, you will be able to become a very respectable doctor.
The only reason I wanted to become a doctor was to get all that money, but I figured things out now. I have a father who is working for a very large company in a very high-up position. As long as I have Dad around, I don't need to be making any money, right? In other words, there's no point in me wasting my time studying and working.
What? Are you wanting to become some kind of jobless loser now?
As long as I have Dad's money, why should I have to go out and work? There's no point to that. Yet every day you've been pestering me about going to school and studying for college. You're getting in the way of my happiness, so I want you out of my life now. And that's the reason why I'm having you and Dad divorced.
You can't be asking me to leave your life just because of that. I need to go to the courthouse right now and ask them to end the process of having us divorced. And then I'm going to have a word with your dad about this, and we'll see what has to be done with you. The three of us will sit down and have a long talk about what needs to happen with you, so that you don't end up like some jobless freeloader. If you don't want to study anymore, we can find something else for you to do with your time that will benefit you.
There's no point in talking to Dad now. Dad was the one who told me he wanted this divorce.
What?
I told Dad that I went and handed in those divorce papers for you both, and what do you think he said to that? You don't need some woman in your life that could never raise you properly, so this is perfect for the both of us.
No way. Your dad said that after you texted him?
And then he told me something. In order to keep you out of the police's hands, do what you want, but leave me out of it. Surprisingly, Dad is a very understanding man. So now that you're aware of things, I want you, a woman like you who can't even understand me, out of here. We don't need you in this family anymore.
If that's how things are going to be, then I'll go. Neither of you think of me as being important, so I'll leave. That's the only option I really have now. I'll go get my things together now and be out of this house as quick as possible.
I'm so happy to be in your family now.
And I'm so happy to have you as my daughter now. But are you really okay with me being your new mom? I am still a little nervous about becoming a part of your family now.
Hey, you don't have to be so nervous about us anymore. My dad and I both really want you to be our family now, so please stay with us. We would never want you to be on your own again. Unless this means you don't want to become part of our family?
That's not what I mean. Your dad is a very nice man, and you were such a cute daughter to me. So when you both said you wanted to become a part of my family forever, I was almost crying tears of joy at the news.
Then you can stop questioning how my dad and I feel about you and be our family now. You already married my dad, so you can't be anything else but our family.
That's very true, Michaela. Then please, take very good care of me as your new mom, alright?
I will. I want you to know that I really respect the person you are, Marie. Not only is your cooking the best, but you also bake some of the best cakes. And that's not all I respect about you, because you also happen to work full-time while catering to us. When I become an adult and don't have to go to school anymore, I want to become a woman and mother like you.
You don't have to praise me so much like that, Michaela. I'm not as amazing as you might think I am. So please, don't feel like you need to respect me that much just yet.
Please don't talk about yourself like that. I've already heard everything from my dad about you. You're currently making more money than he is every year. You've also been getting promoted and things like that a lot more often than my dad has. You're such a cool role model for me.
All of those things are just coincidences. Everyone within the company is so very kind to me, and they're always talking to my higher-ups about how good of an employee I am. There are plenty of people that I work with who are far better than me, yet they always make it seem like I'm the one who needs the promotions.
And when it comes to the house, you're such a cleaning machine. It's almost like you've worked as a housemaid or something like that before. But those are all the reasons why I really love you, Marie. Now, since today is the anniversary of when you first met my dad, let's all eat some really fancy food. I'll make sure to come and join you in the kitchen today to help out.
Thank you so much, Michaela. I think today I'll start working on making some of your most favorite foods, and then we can enjoy it together. I'm so sorry. I'm getting a call right now, so I'll talk with you in a little bit. Once I'm off the phone, I'll come right home and we can spend the rest of the day together, okay?
Hey! This is your dang daughter calling, so pick up the dang phone. People like you are so freaking slow.
What? Is that you, Zara? What do you want with me? It's been 2 years now since you last talked with me.
I have something I wanted to ask you, and that's why I've been trying to call you. What is this about you becoming my dad's boss? Since when did you get promoted to that position?
What?
I heard about this from Dad. He told me that his new boss turned out to be you, of all people. Was he being serious?
Wait a second. What do you mean I'm his new boss? Your dad is a company director, is he not? So how could he have become one of my subordinates?
Dad went and quit his job at that last company. Then he went and helped out one of his friends start a new company.
What? Is that right?
But that company didn't end up doing so well, so it fell apart within a few months. So the only choice he had after that was to find a new job. He joined a new company, and that's when he found out you are his boss.
Now that you mention it, just last week a man in his early 50s entered the company and has started to work for us. But recently I've been out of the office, so I had no clue who it was. Could that man really be your father?
Why the hell is someone as weak as you in a position to be calling yourself my dad's boss? There is something completely messed up about that. Back when you got married to my dad, all you were was some simple office worker, right?
Back when I married your father, I was really worried about you, so I couldn't focus on my job all too much. There were plenty of times your school would call me in the middle of my workday and ask me to come get you. So I was never able to stick around long enough to gain the company's trust. But once you allowed your father and I to get that divorce, I was able to put all of my time and energy into work, and that's really helped me out a ton. And since then, I've received plenty of promotions.
Huh? I don't care how much time and effort you've been able to spend on work. You should not be my dad's boss. How could you do something like that in only 2 years?
And that is why I really appreciate this company a whole bunch. A lot of the other employees here have all praised me for the work I've put in, which has led to all my promotions. Of course, me being very weak-minded and worried all the time, I never wanted to make any mistakes and would take a lot of time double-checking and triple-checking all of my work. And over time, I was able to perfect triple-checking everything, and that efficiency soon led to me being very fast and precise. Because of that, it didn't take long for me to find my way into the position I have now.
So you're telling me you're lucky for being so worried all the time? Tell me how much you're making every year. You're my dad's boss after all. So that means you have to make around $100,000 every year, right?
What?
Come on now, tell me how much you're making every year. Do you have $100,000 on you right now? Are you still poor? Tell me.
I am making more than $100,000 a year.
All right then. If that's the case, then I think things can turn out all right for me. From now on, I'll make an important offer to come out and see you again.
What?
You haven't been able to meet my dad or I since the divorce, right? And I'm sure as my mom, never being able to meet me for the last 2 years has been hell, right? So I'll be kind to you this time and allow you to meet me once a month. What do you think? I bet you're so happy to hear this great news, right?
What's gotten into you? Why would you want to meet me now of all times? You hated me so much before that you kicked me out of the house and the family, right?
I sure did hate you that much, but if you have money now, things have changed. Because of Dad's stupidity letting all his money go to waste on that failed company, we don't have much money at all. Now I can never go out and see my friends, and I have to sit around the house all day with nothing to do.
What? You're not working at all right now? Last year was your last year of high school, right?
You think I'd really want to do something as boring as work? This is why I'm asking you to support me financially now, please and thank you. In order to come and see me, you have to pay a fee of $1,000 every time.
$1,000?
You're making over $100,000 a year now, so $1,000 should be nothing to you, right? You were forced into a divorce and had to lose both your husband and your daughter, right? I bet every day since then you've been so lonely and depressed. If you want to see your cute little daughter again, you have to pay me $1,000. I'm her only daughter, though. What? To Marie, the only cute little daughter she has is me. I don't think she has any other daughter that's worth spending $1,000 to go and see. So would you please stop talking to my mom like that? Huh? Who the hell are you? I'm Marie's daughter. Your mom went and married my dad just last year. So that makes her my mom now, and no longer yours. And that means I'm her only daughter now. Huh? What do you mean she married your dad? I've never heard anything about that. Well, of course you never heard anything about it because you're not our family. I heard all kinds of stories from Marie about how she had to suffer through hell with the last family. But who would have thought that last family would be coming back asking her to pay them in order to see them again? You guys, and especially you, are far more toxic than I had first imagined. You? Who the hell do you think you are, talking to me like that? You aren't even related to my mom by blood, so shut your dang mouth. I will not sit here and listen to some little girl that was dragged into my mom's life by her daddy. But I'm the one sharing the same last name with her, so who cares that you both share the same blood? When you look at your family registry, you are no longer Marie's daughter, which means you are nothing to her now. You can use the excuse of being related to her by blood all you want, but to the US government, you are nothing but a stranger to her now. Huh? By the way, you can't use your blood relationship to her as any form of an excuse, since you went and kicked your own mother at the time out of her house. You're the one that wanted to cut ties to her, so stop trying to act like you have any say in her life now. If you cared so much about things like being related by blood, then why did you kick her out in the first place? What the hell? I want to know what you think you're doing talking to me like that. I will not listen to a bratty little creep like you just because you have a mom that makes over $100,000 a year. I never chose her to be my mother because of the money she makes. She's a very kind woman and someone I can view as a role model. My dad is also really happy with her, which in turn makes me really happy as well. That's why the three of us got together and I was asked if I wanted her to be my mother. And I said yes. You can't just become a family over a little discussion like that. I am related to that woman by blood, and I know deep down my mom wants to meet me right now. I bet you and your dad only want her to be your family for the money that she's making. Don't think you can call yourself her family over such a stupid reason as that. What did you say? I know she doesn't want to be your family because she should want to come back to me. I'm sure she'd love to pay $1,000 to come and be with me again. That's just the amount of love my mom has for me because she's my real mom.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to ever see your snarky ass ever again. And I'm not too sure I'm your real mother either.
What?
So would you shut your damn mouth and stop saying such horrible things to my daughter? I'm very upset with you right now, and if you say one thing more to her, I'm going to find you and make you wish you never had any fingers that allowed you to text. But that would tire me out having to go out and deal with you again. So leave us be and go back to the miserable life you found yourself in now.
You don't want to see me. What? Is this you again, Mom?
This is me again, Zara. I just got my phone back from my daughter. She was getting so frustrated that I was worried she'd break my phone. She's that kind of person when she gets upset after all.
Wait, Mom? You're joking about not wanting to see me again, right? I'm your real daughter after all. It would be extremely screwed up of you to not want to see the daughter you worked so hard for ever again, right?
I'm alright with it being screwed up. I don't want to see something that I don't want to see. The only one who wants to meet here is you. And that's only because you want my money.
What?
If that's the case, you should be paying me to have me come out and see you. I'd be the one having to spend my valuable time with someone I could care less about seeing. And honestly, that time would be better spent with family or at work. So if you'd like, I'll be the one to allow you to meet with me for only $2,000. So what's it gonna be, Zara?
Wait a sec. What's going on here? There's something off about you now. What happened to my mom? You're supposed to be quiet and reserved all the time, right?
You want the mom that's always worried and weak-minded, right? Let me ask you this. What happened to Zara? The one who always acted like she was the queen and like everyone should be working for her. I'm still that worried and weak-minded woman I've always been. However, thanks to there being luck on my side, I began to learn how to deal with my weaknesses. But that doesn't mean I'm not worried anymore. I still do fear a lot of things, and those things do make me quiet. But right now, I have someone that I need to protect, and that's why I'm stepping up and making sure they do not get hurt. And that someone is my important little daughter, who I will not allow to be hurt by some monster that thinks they can pull a fast one on my family. She's crying right now because she's so upset, and seeing that makes me want to find and strangle you.
What has happened to you? I don't care that you've grown a little. You should not be a completely different person right now.
Seeing someone I love being hurt has drawn out the beast I kept inside. I understand more than anyone that normally I'm very reserved and worried about everything. But at times like this, I will throw all of that away and become a monster myself. So what was it again? You think that I'm so lonely right now that I'd pay $1,000 to meet you? Screw that. My money only goes to one place, and that's my family. Why the hell would I ever give up $1,000 to some bratty adult just because they think I want to meet with them?
Did you just call me a bratty adult? Why would you ever say something like that about me? We are your family, right? Dad and I.
You are not my daughter, and your dad is nothing more to me than a ghost of my past. You are both strangers to me now, And I will never, ever have you calling me Mom again. My name is Marie, so you better start calling me that, you freak.
What?
If you're in that much of a need for money, how about you get up off your ass and do some work? I get that you choose to be a NEET after graduating high school instead of getting a job or going to college. But I will not have you using your inability to grow the hell up as an excuse for getting money out of me. Now don't ever talk to me again.
Hey, Mom, could you take a couple of minutes to listen to what I have to say now? Right now, the both of us are really in trouble.
Who's this mom you're talking about? And whatever happened to me saying never talk to me again? I get that you never went to study or anything, but you should at least be able to understand a little bit of English, right?
Please stop being such a jerk right now. We are really in some deep trouble at the moment. If we don't get some help now, we won't be able to keep the house we're in anymore, and we will have to become homeless.
Fantastic. And I care why?
You already heard the news, right? That Dad went and quit his job now because he couldn't stand you being his boss? Well, he didn't have any other job lined up before quitting, so now he's jobless too.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear after he came into my office cursing and cussing before he told me he was quitting.
But we already didn't have much money, yet now he's completely jobless. This can't be happening to us. So please, you only have to give us a little bit. Just give us a little bit of money. At least $500 a month would help.
I'm fine giving homeless people some money whenever I come by them, because most of the time, they're trying their best to get back the life they once had. But you and your father, I can't see any reason to want to help two jack-offs who don't do anything besides sit around and do nothing. If things are that bad for you both, then get a job, you freeloader.
How am I supposed to get a job now, though? There is not one place that will hire a high school dropout like me.
What? So you dropped out, huh?
You think I was going to be able to graduate after skipping my whole senior year? I was told to leave that school halfway through my last year.
So you were pretty much expelled then?
All because of my friends that I had at the time. They would always tell me things like, we can't get arrested because we're under 18 and all that. But one day we were all drinking some vodka out by the side of the road when a cop drove by and saw us. He went and took all of us in his cop car and drove us to the police station to have us all arrested. And when they sat us down to ask where all of that alcohol came from, those assholes all blamed me.
Nice.
I was thinking that everyone would be fine because I was still young and going to a private school. But the school had already gone through with all the paperwork to have me expelled. And the officer told me that being 17 years old, I should be responsible for my own actions. I know that I was kind of living a trashy life, but I didn't expect things to go so far. Anyway, right now I've been asked by those guys to go and join them at their part-time job, but I know something is wrong with the work that they're doing, so I can't go and join them. But they all know that I need money right now, and I know I need it as well.
I'm sure whatever it is they're doing isn't okay, so you should say no to them right away.
But they told me if I say no to them, I'll be screwed for the rest of my life. And since they still think of themselves as my friends, they won't let my life be screwed up, so if I say no, they will come and force me to work for them. They keep asking me why I wouldn't want to work with them when we've all been friends for so long. They all know no place else would want to hire me, so I have to go and work with them now. They all want to help me, but I don't want their help.
Looks to me like you've gotten yourself into quite the predicament. If you don't cut them out of your life soon, you're going to have some serious hell to pay. I understand that things were different when you were a teen, but you're an adult now, and you need to start thinking things through seriously. The world is a very tough place, so you have to choose between working with them and making bad money, or saying no and hoping they don't kidnap you.
That is why I'm asking for your help now. I want to get away from all of them, and I need money to do so. I promise to find a proper job afterwards. So please, just give Dad and I a little money to turn our lives around.
Nope. I already told you that my money is only meant for my family. You're both strangers. And not just strangers, but two idiots who threw me out of your lives. So there's nothing I have to do in order to help you both now.
No way.
Now, I'm sure life isn't going to be very fun for you from now on, but that's none of my business. I tried my best to help you back when you should have been going to school and preparing yourself for a life where you wouldn't have to do sketchy jobs in order to make money. But you wanted to be friends with those dangerous kids, and you wanted to skip school to go out and drink with them. And now that you're an adult, you have to learn how to take responsibility for all of your actions, and stop whining to those who have nothing to do with you at all. I'll be going now, and from here on out, please do not talk to my family or I ever again. It seems that Zara was able to get herself away from the group of dangerous young adults, and is now working at a convenience store close to her house. But a lot of those people she left were not happy with her running away, and when they found out where she was working, started to come in and cause all sorts of problems inside the store. Because of them always saying it was her asking them to come in and causing issues, she was fired, and the next job she'd find, she'd get fired from as well because of that group. A long and tiring cycle began for her of being fired, finding a new job, and being fired again because of those delinquents. As for my ex-husband and the life he was now having to suffer through, he was finally able to find himself a new job. However, this new job paid him even less, and he had to work even more to be able to keep paying the bills of his place. He can no longer enjoy the kind of life he once had, and now has to focus on going to work all day and coming home only to sleep a few hours before going back to work. When it comes to myself, I have the luxury of living in a family who truly does love me, where we can all be happy together.